Hare Krishna everyone. Om Agnana Timarantasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumnetam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Reading from the book. When a service inclination is limited, the soul enters the Vaikuntha world. Its service inclination towards Lord Narayana is powerfully unleashed, and yet because the realm naturally evokes a feeling of awe and reverence towards God, the soul's service mentality is restricted. The awareness of Aishwarya or the greatness of God stultifies the seva potency by removing the sense of intimacy. The match burns but not early to the maximum capacity. The match burns at brilliance when a soul arrives in Goloka Vrindavana, where his natural inclinations for seva can completely manifest. There is no hesitation, no holding back. The devotees in Vrindavana have a strong possessive feeling towards Krishna that makes them think, my Krishna, he is mine. I have to care for him. In Sanskrit, the possessive feeling is called mamatva, and through it, the full burning potency of seva dharma is realized. Everything is lit up, the seva flames are ablaze, and the jiva dances in them. The bhakta dances, Bhagavan dances, and Bhakti herself dances too. How does mamatva fuel the flame of seva to burn so brilliantly? When loving brothers come together, they feel this person is my family. He's very, very close to me and will always be on my side. I never have to hold back and be formal because between us is a special understanding that can't be conveyed to others. Even when we call someone who is not our biological relative brother, it's such a powerful expression of intimacy and understanding. An incomparably closer relationship exists between the Jiva and the Krishna, but it can only manifest at the highest levels in Goloka Vrindavana, where the opportunity for intimate relationship exists. There in the kingdom of love, we relate to Krishna as a supremely lovable Lord. That is the way of the land, free from awe and reverence. Hence, our service attitude blazes forth like fire bursting from dynamite and continues expanding in even more intimate ways as personal servants, friends, parents, or lovers of the Lord. Why is there not the same service attitude expressed in the Vaikuntha mentality? In the Vaikuntha devotee thinks that the uncontested ruler of Vaikuntha, Narayana, doesn't really need much from the devotee. The Lord is able to fulfill his every wish by his own energies. But in Vrindavana, Mother Yashoda thinks, if my little boy doesn't eat, he will not be strong, and thus she cooks 50 times a day. All the boys and girls and elders of Vrindavana are utterly enchanted by Krishna. They are completely absorbed in the wanting to please him through their unique relationships. They can't stop serving him. Their hearts are pulled like magnets. They would do anything to please him, even give their lives. This is the pinnacle of Seva Dharma, where Krishna becomes dependent on his devotees and pulls them so intimately close that his godliness and all formality towards him is lost. Like a firestorm, ecstasy bursts forth and engulfs everything. As we enter Krishna consciousness, the process gradually unveils our inherent quality of Seva Dharma. To direct his natural inclination, it is strongly recommended that we hear about Krishna's captivating qualities, such as his beauty and compassion, from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. If we don't do this, even we will be doomed in our everlasting, frustrating service to our mind and senses. Thus, we have discussed how Seva Dharma is partially manifested here in our world. This eclipse with the Brahman atmosphere ignites in Vaikuntha and glows in its fullest ecstatic magnificence in Goloka Vrindavana. Seva cannot exist without love. Strictly speaking, Seva cannot be performed if there is no love. The Sanskrit word used in this context of Seva is bhakti, which is more specifically means devotion service and delineates that it is inherently done with devotion. If there is no love, then service is only work. In a spiritual context, the Lord is not satisfied by such seva work. He is pleased with love. There is vast difference between the two. Krishna is attracted and even controlled by devotional service. He is conquered by the love of his devotees. Such pure devotees even induce Krishna to serve them. Nanda Maharaja, Krishna's father, tells Krishna to bring him his shoes. Little boy actually struggles to fulfill the request, creating a charming, lovable scene as he carries the heavy wooden shoes on his small, soft hand. His dear mother Yashoda thinks, my goodness, Krishna is always stealing butter. He has become a butter thief. Later, when he grows up, he steals all kinds of things. This is a bad tendency. I better nip it in the bud before it goes any worse. She feels just as any mother would and wants to correct her son. When Krishna sees that his mother wants to serve by punishing him, he just melts. He lets her catch him in a chase around the house and then allows her to bind him to a motor with a rope. No yogi can ever catch Krishna, not even if he could run at the speed of the mind. No one can catch Krishna, period. He is completely independent. But if we see a devotee absorbed in the Seva Bhava, the mode of service, then all rules of Godhead are out of the window, and Krishna becomes bound to his devotee in love. Looking at ourselves, we may say that there's a long way to go. Agreed. But let us start our journey of chanting in a mode of service. Every journey starts with the first step and continues from there. The Kirtan of cowherd boys.
It will stop
In the
over there.
Vrindavana, we find an example of cowherd boys during Kirtana in a mode of loving service. Krishna would sometimes become tired from roaming about the forest and playing various energetic games. When his friends notice the Lord's weariness, they quickly prepare a bed made of soft twigs and fresh forest flowers. With eagerness, they offer their laps as a pillow or headrest. To accept service of his affectionate friends, the Lord expanded himself in many forms. As they were cowherd boys, then some of the boys would sing to him. The Srimad Bhagavatam 10.15.18 describes their sweet singing to have four qualities. Sneha Kirna Diyaha, they sang with hearts melted by love. Manha Janani, it was attractive to the mind due to amazing ragas, melodies, and talas rhythms. Sanahi, it was slow and built up gradually and naturally. Tad Anurupani, they would sing in a way that was suitable to the particular pastime or occasion. Our kirtana in service of Krishna should also be pleasing, attractive, and performed with devotion. It can begin slowly so that everyone can sing each name clearly and with full absorption, and then if the kirtana picks up, becomes a fuller expression of ecstatic singing and dancing.
Hare
So I
Krishna.
would like to stop here. The summary here at least describes two things mainly: how a father reacts versus how a mother reacts with his kid. Father generally doesn't show his love explicitly towards the kids, but he still have in his mind, like how we see what we see here as Narayana that is mentioned. Mother explicitly she care about the kids. She shows her love explicitly to the towards their sons and daughters. Likewise, we should also show our love towards the God and definitely make ourselves closer to the God. Is again explained in Bhagavad Gita like the super soul and super soul, Jiva and Paramatma. And here, definitely, we see that there is a relationship exists between Jiva and the Paramatma, which is Lord Krishna. And that's where our relationship starts with the Lord. Therefore, we have to love the God and continue showing our devotion towards Him as always. Again, in one of the Bhagavad Gita, I think chapter 7 or 8, it says that Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the best mantra to chant, and even Srila Prabhupada also mentioned it. All we need to do is just do our devotion and service for Lord Krishna and make sure that He is our friend, guide, and philosopher. And then after our life, we can reach the Vaikuntha Loka or the Goloka. We can only do the seva to the Lord while we can show His fullest devotion. If we don't have that love or the bhakti, whatever we do, it doesn't is not meaningful. For us, sometimes in the current thing, when we try to do a work without interest, we feel disinterested and we don't even put much effort. Likewise, here we should also make sure that we show our love towards the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. The moment we show the love towards the Lord will definitely come towards us. Doesn't mean that he should be a pure devotee, but definitely he has to be a devotee out of love, and he should also be in Krishna consciousness. As we also see, Krishna is not only attracted but even controlled by the devotion service. He also sees. We also see here how his father Nanda Maharaja. I asked him to bring his shoes. The father definitely admires his son bringing those heavy wooden shoes in a small soft head. But on the other hand, because of his deeds, Mother Yashoda thinks that Lord Krishna is always stealing. Yes, but what he's doing is he's showing his love towards us and asking us to be in his Krishna consciousness. We also see here Mother always punishes him so that the son definitely comes into a right path. But how is it happening? Lord Krishna surrendering himself to his mother by her devotion. Now we also see one more statement. Even we cannot catch Krishna, even if we run at the speed of the mind. He's completely independent. Thank you.